Hello guys and welcome to my new video. With 7.25 around the corner, basically there's been a lot of changes made to healers in general, but there's one change that I kind of overlooked. There's been a damage increase for druids, holy priests, resto shamans and mistweavers. So these are healing classes that got their damage output increased by around 25%, while this priests and paladins there was nothing changed, which makes a lot of sense because this priests and paladins are already outputting a massive amount of DPS. They can actually compete with DPS classes in damage output. So this change is probably going to bring like all the other healers closer to what discipline priests and paladins are outputting. Not very close. This priests are still going to be the damage healing class, and paladins can just burst really high based on specific talents that they choose. But right now, as a druid or a holy priest, you won't feel like, you won't feel like you're doing nothing. This is not going to be a huge increase. It's not going to be a huge change for like raid scenarios because if you're not doing anything, you should be DPSing as a healer, and I 100% back this point. Because if you have nothing else to do, you can contribute to the DPS. But in a raid scenario, the bosses have billions. They have so much HP, and a Resto Druid maybe can output 200, 300k DPS with no procs, no trinket procs, no potions. And when you're competing to someone who's doing 1 million DPS, you kind of feel like you're doing nothing. In a 5-man scenario, it's a lot different. I feel in a 5-man scenario, you can actually help out your group a lot more. You can try to do AoE DPS like as a Resto Druid. You have the options of going into kitty and then swiping and things like that, which can actually really bring you to the DPS close to the tank. But with 7.25, tanks get their DPS kind of boosted depending on which tank you are. Things like Death Knights get the DPS increased, and basically all the healers get their DPS increased. So I think this is a really nice change. I feel that as a healer, when there's nothing else to do, you should be DPSing, but sometimes you're like, it's not gonna do anything. It's not gonna change anything. But in 5-mans, I feel it's a bit different. You can actually help out, but this 25% increase is going to help you a lot more. You should be looking in 7.25 as a healer. You should be looking for opportunities to DPS. You as a Resto Druid, you can pre-hot before any pull and just go into kitty form and then just do your DPS, and then say, okay, he's at 80%. Do I stop and heal, or do I just like keep DPSing? You should be keep DPSing. It's always you have to judge the scenario and things like that. For higher keys, it's going to be a lot less likely to find time when to do it. But for lower keys, with a good group, if you roam with your group a lot, you'll know how much your players can basically handle it. I feel this is a really nice change. This is almost probably going to, if you're really trying to min-max 5-mans, you can actually swap out the DPS trinkets and things like that to actually try and beat your tank, maybe underperforming DPS. But it's still going to be quite hard to do that. I really feel that what a nice change would be if Blizzard would actually add more DPS talents. Imagine if Tree of Life would actually increase your like dot damage, or your solar wrath damage, or your ascendance increased your lava burst. Like, I feel these are small, like for the Mistweaver, the green jade talent that I forget. What if that would do like a pulsing AoE damage? This is actually like such a small changes. Just add an additional damage to each of the like a lot of the healing spells, which would kind of let you play around with whether you want a DPS or heal. But I guess this is what this priest role is. You can choose whether you want to DPS more or heal more, and you can kind of build up towards that. But I feel like a change to some talents for all the healers kind of let you decide if you really want, like, because there's a lot of moments where you're actually not doing anything, and solar wrathing, I'm going a lot in Resto Druid, but solar wrathing literally does almost nothing, and you just stand there and like you're not it feels boring, if you know what I mean. So I feel maybe a little change towards talents would be really cool. Like, paladins can choose specific talents in their tree to give more burst. I feel that should be kind of given to every other healer as well. I don't know why paladins have this, honestly. I really don't understand this at all. I understand this breeze. I think Paladins, Blizzard overlooked it. I don't know. But I welcome this change. I'm looking forward to the extra DPS. I think as a healer, you should 100% look for any opportunity where you can DPS. Do not be scared of it, because most of your DPS spells don't cost no mana. But try. I can't wait for the 7.25 to check it out. Maybe swap out some DPS trinkets. And again, thank you guys for watching this little discussion guide, my reaction video. And I'll see you in my next video.